Hi everybody and welcome back. 4 benefits of not flaunting your wealth and why we should be discreet instead of trying to look poor. I think the goal of everyone is to be able to retire well and not impress our neighbors, right? And in order to be able to retire well, we need to have the financial means to do so, right? But I don't think we have to look poor to get ahead. Nor am I convinced that looking poor is the best way to live. Despite the popular trend nowadays, the trend that I have noticed among current retirees, as well as those who are well off, is they don't look wealthy, but they do wear good-fitting clothes. They drive used cars and they live in modest homes and they live below their means. They don't walk around trying to look poor. They're well kept, but discreet. Today I want to share with you 4 benefits of not flaunting our wealth or our financial status and why we should be discreet instead without having to look poor all the time. And by the way, if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Ronnie, and thanks for stopping by. If you think that you're going to like the content here, be sure to hit that thumbs up button that you'll find down below and feel free to subscribe. And I will thank you in advance. Number 1, flaunting your wealth can breed envy or jealousy from friends, relatives, and the people that are in your social circles. Now let's begin with this. Money is an important part of life and it's a very sensitive subject, right? Talking about money with anyone can change the complexion of a conversation in an instant. And so it's really important that we keep our financial affairs private, and in the very least, we should be discreet about our finances and or our wealth. And here's why. It can lead to jealousy or resentment or even expectations from other people that you don't want to have to deal with. If you've experienced a financial breakthrough, maybe your business has made you well off, or maybe you've become 100% debt-free, or you've been able to retire, or you have become financially independent, but the people you know have not experienced that same level of good fortune, letting them know all these details is like painting a target on your back. They can become jealous of what you have, and they might even have expectations from you, such as expecting you to pick up the tab every time you go out together, or paying their power bill whenever they fall behind, or loaning them money that they will never repay. You're likely to be asked to bail them out of their personal troubles and problems that they have created for themselves through their own poor choices. And there is a difference between making poor choices and a person just falling on hard times. We understand that. What I'm trying to say is you don't want that kind of hassle in your life. Don't present yourself as someone who has a ton of disposable income or discretionary income. It'll just create all kinds of complications for you. You've worked hard to get to where you're at right now, and so it's more important for you to be discreet and avoid all that hassle. Number 2, not maintaining a high-end lifestyle and flaunting your wealth. Number 2, it saves you a lot of money. Now, of course, I'm stating the obvious here. When you don't go out and buy a bunch of expensive things, it saves you money. But here's something that's not so obvious that people don't think about. Cascading expenses. Now, what do I mean by that? Cascading expenses. Simply this. When we go out and buy conspicuous emblems of wealth, they lead to cascading expenses. For instance, I own a small boat. I live in the state of Florida. I live close to the water. And my wife and I love to spend time on the water. We're fishermen. We're outdoorsmen. We like to do that. This is a small boat. We like to fish in saltwater, freshwater, inshore, offshore, doesn't matter. It's a great recreational activity for us, especially now that we're retired. But do you know what a boat really is? It's a funnel for money. That's right. It's a funnel for money. And that's exactly what the letters in the word boat stands for. Break out another 1,000. When you buy a boat, there is a domino effect of cascading expenses, and this is applicable to any big ticket item that we buy. And for this small boat that I have to buy tags, titles, there's repair costs, maintenance costs, and operating costs. I have to buy anchors, life jackets, fishing poles, emergency equipment, and safety equipment. I've had to replace the trailer twice. Since I've had the boat for 15 years, I think. I've had to replace the trailer twice. The salt water wears it out. I have to buy new tires for it. Then I had to build a covered carport to park the boat under to keep it out of the weather. Every time I turn around, it's true, just break out another 1,000. Now, I'm glad that I bought this boat 15 years ago when I was still working, and I'm very glad that it's paid for right now, but I can tell you this, I'll never do it again. One simple purchase leads to a domino effect of cascading expenses, and this is applicable to so many things. Let me offer another illustration. When someone buys an expensive home in an expensive neighborhood or a gated community, the cascading expenses associated with that house purchase, they never stop. Someone goes and they buys a $600,000 home, and then they look around in this gated community that they live in, and every driveway has a couple of BMWs in it or SUVs, and now the home buyer feels pressure to go out and buy the same kind of vehicle for himself and his spouse so that they can just keep up with this prestigious neighborhood. And then you look around the neighborhood, and all the kids that live in that neighborhood with these families attend prestigious schools, private schools, and now they feel the pressure to put their own children in private schools. And then you look around some more, and all your neighbors in this upscale neighborhood have RVs or motorhomes, and so now you have to go out and buy yourself one. And then after that, you have to pay for a place to have the thing stored. It just never ends. Then there's HOA fees, country club fees. You have higher property taxes, higher homeowners insurance. The point being, when we live at the very top of our means, it creates cascading expenses that rob us of our wealth. You'll attract a lot less attention to yourself and save yourself a whole lot of money by not purchasing conspicuous emblems of wealth and thereby avoiding cascading expenses. Number 3, by not flaunting your wealth and being discreet with your wealth, it takes you out of survival mode. Now, what do I mean by that? Most people experience a lot of stress in regards to money. It's a real issue, and it's a real issue for everybody. It seems like the state of affairs nowadays, the economy and everything, it seems like that we are stretched to the limit, and we barely have enough money to cover all the bases. In fact, studies show that 72% of Americans are stressed out about money as well as their financial future. If you get a bonus or a pay raise and then go out and buy yourself a brand new car that eats up 40% of your income, then you can't afford to lose your job or even consider retiring, because now you're in survival mode. It takes everything that you've got just to keep things afloat. It's like plugging a dam with all 10 fingers just to try to stop the hemorrhaging. But when we are less flamboyant and we embrace a more modest lifestyle, it takes us out of survival mode because now we have margin in our finances. And let me illustrate. Let's suppose my right hand here is my income and my left hand here is my expenses. Now, obviously, my expenses need to be less than my income, right? And you'll notice that there's a gap right there between the two. And the bigger the gap gets between my income and my expenses, the more peace of mind I'm going to have. And if that gap gets even bigger than that, I will have more freedom, more flexibility, and the ability to retire on a modest income. In other words, increasing the gap between my expenses, between my income and my expenses, takes me out of survival mode. This isn't just about saving money. It's also about reducing the stress that comes from maintaining a high status lifestyle. And then number 4, another benefit of being discreet with your wealth is you're empowered to live an authentic lifestyle that's true to yourself. During my working years, I worked both blue-collar jobs and white-collar jobs. I worked in the trades, and I also did academic work. When I was doing academic work or professional work, I had a closet full of suits, which I had to wear on a regular basis. But you know what? At my core, right down here at my center, I'm a simple man. I'm a blue-collar guy through and through. In fact, I am most content when I'm getting my hands dirty, digging down into my vegetable garden, or when I'm in the great outdoors engaged in some kind of physical activity and getting sweaty. I'm perfectly content wearing a pair of good-fitting jeans and a good-fitting t-shirt and living well beneath my means. Knowing this about myself, it is exhausting for me to live any other way, or to put on some kind of pretense by flaunting a high status lifestyle. This is just so not me, and I think you can relate. It's kind of like the old saying, don't show off the front of your house, show off the inside of your house. The outside of your house is, the curb appeal. It's what the world sees. That's where all the flash and the bling are. But the inside of the house is who you are and how you live. This is your true self. This is the part of your life that you share with family and close friends. Someone once said, if I had $100 million, I would still live modestly and unassuming because the knowledge of my wealth would be sufficient. Now, this is the essence of true wealth. It's not about flaunting one's money, but rather having the inner confidence and security that your wealth brings. Many wealthy people understand this. They choose simplicity over showiness because they know that living authentically by prioritizing what's on the inside is the best way to build a resilient and happy and fulfilling life. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for stopping by. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts and opinions are, so leave me a comment down below and tell us what your story is. Other people are interested in knowing what you've got to say, so share your thoughts and ideas with the world. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and feel free to subscribe. And don't forget, you can share this video with others who you think might benefit from it. So I'm Ronnie. Take care, and we will see you next time.